Something that I hear very often in the fitness industry and mostly online is, I've been working towards this goal for X amount of time, why am I not seeing results? So this answer is usually not as simple as you think. It's actually quite multifaceted, but it really comes down to two things. Are you following a plan that is effective at working towards your goal? And how well are you executing this plan? So let's say that your goal is fat loss. Now, I've explained fat loss previously in another video. If you haven't already watched that video, I would suggest go watching it now so you can understand all the factors that come into play. But there's two main things that affect your ability to lose fat. The first one is your exercise, and the second one is your nutrition. So in terms of exercise, if we're talking about a plan that will help you lose fat over time, there's two questions that you have to ask yourself. The first one is, are you strength training effectively, at least twice a week, consistently? And are you moving more than around 5,000 steps every single day in your daily life? If you answered no to either of these questions, then your exercise is definitely a contributor to why you are not losing fat. In terms of nutrition, when it comes to fat loss, what really matters is consistently eating fewer calories than what you burn on a regular basis. So, if you're trying to burn fewer calories than you do on a regular basis, do you know how many calories you need to eat to lose weight? This is going to depend significantly on age, sex, activity level, muscle and bone mass, medications taken, and hormone levels. After that, do you have a plan to make sure that you are going to eat fewer calories than what you're burning on a regular basis? Are you consistently for 3+ months following that plan and making sure that you're consuming fewer calories than what you burn every single day? If you answered no to any of these questions, then your nutrition is likely a contributing factor to the reason of why you are not losing weight. Now, let's say that your goal is to increase strength, power, agility, or flexibility. Your training has to reflect those goals. That means that your program has to incorporate this goal and provide sufficient stimulus to continue to build off of whatever abilities that you currently have. If you're struggling to reach a performance goal, then the issues can be found either in the effectiveness of your plan to reaching that goal or your execution of it. So let's say that your goal is strength. For a strength program to be effective, it has to include 6 different movement patterns and progress them week to week to allow you to adapt to the stimulus from week to week. It also requires you to be able to understand what you're doing during a specific movement pattern and how to correct that over time. And this ability of knowing what you're doing when you're moving really depends on your age, your training status, so how long have you been exercising, because that changes the way that your body activates different muscles, and your familiarity with that specific exercise or your coach's familiarity with a specific exercise and what can go wrong with it. You will also have to be following a specific plan for at least a few months to be able to see a noticeable difference. Now, the purpose of this video isn't to be discouraging. It's more to understand that reaching your goals requires a lot of knowledge of what you're doing, the ability to plan for that, the ability to execute. And execution comes down to two things. Are you disciplined enough to continue to do something on days where you don't want to? And are you prioritizing this goal in your life properly